So let's look at some knives. Here's some. Here's one I like a lot. I've carried this countless numbers of times throughout the years. I once had two, liked it so much I gave one away to a good friend of mine. Highly recommended. This is the SOG Twitch II. It has that funny little chin button, as well as a thumb button. And it's spring assisted. No serrations. The blade is tapered all the way from the spine to the edge, with, of course, a steeper taper that makes the edge. But if you follow that line, you can see, a lot of them are flat here or even tapered the other way. This one is a gradual taper all the way from the spine to the edge. This one doesn't have a killer sharp point, and that's okay by me. I don't care. Maybe it once did. Doesn't matter. That's just a good way to cut yourself anyway, unless you're carving out cardboard like an X-Acto knife. That point isn't critical to me. I like this color. I like that just kind of gray. It's very matte finish. I like the inverted pocket clip. It has a safety. Never use it. I think it's just a formality. I think any spring assist, at least the SOGs, are going to have a safety. Maybe all spring assisted blades do. I don't know. I don't have all knives. I'd take them though. Anyway, SOG Twitch II. I like it a lot. On the other end, this might be an option for your everyday carry. You can easily, have a razor sharp edge as easy as swapping in a new blade. This is a Lennox Gold, my favorite replacement razor knife blade. The replacement is super easy. You push that down and that little guy rocks out, and you can kind of see there's a dewapper there that locks into these grooves. It'll go into two of them, but you really only use the second one. Not all of these utility blades, of course, have 4 grooves in them. That's just the way this one is. Doesn't matter. It fits. It is wiggly. But it's a pretty good way to go. And for the price, this thing was less than $7. It opens and closes well. It's got a pocket clip that hasn't fallen off. One thing about it, it doesn't retain the blades perfectly. If you work it hard, maybe by me slipping and hitting that button, I've loosened it up. But I have had the blades try to creep out before. When these razor blade pocket knives first came out, they were garbage. They had this metal thingamywhopper that held. It was just a mess. They were useless. If all you were going to do was open a box every once in a while, I guess they'd be all right. But anyway, a lot of time has passed since then, and this is a fairly recent version of it. Notice the same button that you open it with is also the button that you remove the blade with. That's clever. You're thinking, Stanley. I appreciate that. But there's that. Honestly, not a bad choice, even if it is cheap. Speaking of cheap, here's a Kobalt. I got this guy along with this multi-tool for 10 or 12 bucks on clearance from Lowe's. And I'm like, well, 10 or 12 bucks. It won't take me long to get 10 or 12 bucks worth of use out of these. And it didn't. They're all right. The biggest problem with this knife is that lock is not reliable. It's not locked there. If you flick the thing open with some authority, you can see it locks much farther. That's close to the center. That's secure. Matter of fact, you almost want to pull the blade back to release it because it fits tight once you do that. So a little tuning, it could be a little better knife, a little safer, but for the price, not a waste of money. Depending on how you use it, that might be all you need every day. This is so-so. And again, we're grading on a curve because of the price. Here's a great one. This it's not too expensive of a knife. It's more than $10. I think might be as much as 40. Don't really remember. I've had it for super long time. This is a Gerber Parafame, and this is the pencil sharpener version. They have them without serrations as well. You can see it's got some wear and tear on the clip from being in my pocket many times. I like this color too, that deep gray. It looks good. But it wears off, and that's not a big deal. I mean, it's a tool. Release is right in there. It's a little rough on your thumb, but not too bad. You feel it. Don't hate it. Goodbye. If you bought this, well done. You chose well. Here's another one that's got a lot of traffic. Got some miles on it. This is another SOG. This is a Flash II. Very strong spring assist on this one. Almost that switchblade action, you know, it just really snaps out there. And the blade is probably heavier relative to the handle. It's a heavy blade, and it's a light handle. So it almost feels a little uncomfortable, and how it comes out, it almost feels like you could drop it. I never have, at least not that way. But I love the inverted clip. That's something SOG does that not many other knife manufacturers have caught on to, but it's really helpful. You have that down in your pocket. That little guy is all it shows. This is a great clip. It's round on the edge. So smart. Doesn't dig into the front of your pants. Great. It's probably not the same shape it was when I first got it, but man, this thing has some miles on it. You know, but deep in your pocket, you don't really see any of the handle. You probably can't even tell what color it is when it's in your pocket, and I think that's a good thing. But you pull it out of your pocket, and it's already facing the right way. That's how you use a knife, you know. You don't use a knife like this. If you pulled it out of your pocket like that, you've got to turn it around, which, you know, it's not the end of the world, but I like this better. I sure do. Opens super easy. Clip is reversible if you like it on the lefty side. Wouldn't blame you if you did. It'd be fine. It's got thumb buttons on both sides of the blade. That's all good. Does have a pretty big pencil sharpener, a little more than I prefer, but I get my use out of it because, you know, I'll run the edge down to where it's no good anymore from abuse, and then the only thing that will cut might be the pencil sharpener. Good blade. Good lock release design. Way to go, SOG. Pull that down, pull that over, and you can, in theory, never have your fingers in harm's way while you're closing the blade. That's good. I like that. All right, this is branded K-Bar. I like this knife. It's got some metal in the handle. It's a good weight. I like the profile of the blade. I like that curve. It's really good carver. It does have a pretty substantial pencil sharpener, and I've used it a lot. It's made in China. Wah wah. So, as you can imagine, it doesn't hold an edge forever. It will take one. You know, it'll sharpen up pretty decently. But you're going to have to do it again sooner than a knife with better metal in it. Great geometry on this. It's a little bulky for every day, but Here's why it's not a daily carry anymore. You see that? That's where this clip used to be. So it lost its screws. It was down to one and was dangling. So I retired it, put the one screw that I still had back in so I wouldn't lose it. So in the event that I wanted to replace that screw or screws, I could. But who needs another project, right? Anyway, so that's a K-bar. Don't know the model name. It does say 3073 on this side, if you can read that. I guess that's the model number. It's okay. It's got serrations and a thumb relief on the back of the tang. It's been used heavily and abused somewhat. Not a bad blade. It just doesn't travel with me anymore because I am not about to dig it out of my pocket. Not going to do it. Too many better options. But it's at home and, you know, still serves me somewhat. Here's another blade that I once really dug. It's ceramic, so you can imagine crazy sharp, right? It used to be longer. I broke the point off, broke the tip off, and kind of ground it into this shape. And used it that way for a while, but it developed a problem. One of the things that's nice about it is also what makes it fail. So I don't have to reach across the blade. The lock is down inside of there, as it is in, you know, many other good knives. Okay, this one doesn't cut my thumb off. Why? Because the heel is not sharp, and it hits the back of my thumb when I close it. If I close it that far, and I don't, but I could, especially since this one has really good geometry. But I'm pushing it with one finger on the same hand. I'm probably not going to cut my thumb off ever with one of these, unless I do. Anyway, but you don't have to do that, which is good because this thing's super sharp, right? You push this button on the side, and there's a lever inside that pushes your lock out of the way. Cool, right? Smart. Never have to put yourself in harm's way. But, failboat, it won't close all the way because that lever has got some tweaking on it. Maybe it was held down too long when somebody was trying to close it. And now it doesn't want to shut. So, luckily, this clip fell off that K-bar. And it's the perfect tool to push that thing back in the way, and now it'll close. So, not total loss. It's at home, and it's sharp. Doesn't get used much, because who wants a knife that won't close on its own? Last one today. This is the newest one to me. This is a SOG Salute Mini. I do like my SOGs, if nothing else, because of this clip. Get on it, guys. That's the way to do it. The release is on the back. You see that? That thumb button will slide back and forth in that groove. Matter of fact, when I first opened it out of the package, it was all the way on this end, towards the hinge. And it didn't work. So why they didn't just put it right there where it belongs to begin with is beyond me. I can't imagine, you know, I'm not a knife manufacturer, but all these other ones just have, these all have the button in the right place. This one has a slot, but even it works fine. This one, thumb button, right, not going to open it because can't close it without working on it. But it's in the right place. In the right place. In the right place. Also has that thing in the right place. No problems. Everyone else is doing it right, and SOG knows how to do it. I don't know why they came up with that. I just don't get it. Anyway, love the shape of the blade. Love the feel of the grip. Don't super love the looks. It looks a little mall ninja to me. It's got this metal business that sticks out. What is that about? I don't get it. Doesn't hurt anything though. It's fine. It's a tool, gets the job done. Super sharp. Love the shape of the blade. Good everyday carry. See, I'm wanting to break it down the other way. It goes like that. And I do these all one-handed. And this style, I put my ugly thumb right there, and then I push it against my thigh usually, and wrap it up and slide it right in my pocket. There it goes. One more. That's actually in my pocket. Look how slim that is. That is a nice small form factor. Clip's okay. It's not too pointy. It's rounded. Pretty thin, pretty slim. It has one of those things. Don't love it. I might grind it off. Because it has a button that works perfectly fine. It's right where it belongs, SOG. This is a CRKT. M16-10KS Carson design. Carson didn't design his logo to be 100% visible with it's closed. That's okay. I didn't buy it to read the logos anyway. This style of blade, very tactical looking. Not quite my cup of tea. I could see where that second point could come in handy for some specific carving scenarios. I like how small the pencil sharpener is. Don't hog up the whole blade with that. You only need a little. Matter of fact, half of that would be enough for me. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I don't think it needs to be that big. But that's in my pocket today. Doesn't have a lot of miles on it either. I bought it just before the SOG and super love the SOG, so it's been my daily since. Mixed in with this. Still love this knife. Had it for several years. It's just a good tool. Not too big. Thin clip. Don't need to go on and on. Here's the other flaw I see in this. How do you close it? Well, you close it by opening up the frame, right? Well, can you see it? Not from there, you can't. Okay, Gerber, how did you do that? Yes, this is cut deeper, right? You can actually see the release. Easy to get to. That one's still not totally comfortable. With this, you've got to mash some of the meat of your thumb in there to get it over. Use your finger to close, and then watch out. Don't cut your thumb off. With a little flick of the wrist, it will open with one finger. Big flick of the wrist, it'll still open with one finger. With your thumb, it opens like a normal knife, which is how they all should work. That thing's in the wrong place. Here, let's compare it to this guy. They both have that little push button at the heel of the blade, except this one is much closer to the actual heel. This one is quite a ways off. That means if you want to choke up on the blade, that thing is in the way. Don't like. Might grind it off. Could even grind some of that out. That'd be an improvement, although it'd be ugly. Because you're sure it's, you know, not black all the way through, if you know what I mean. But love how slim it fits in my pocket. It'd fit even better if I ground that off. I probably will. Anyway, let's rank them. These two are pretty new. I'm going to try to squeeze them into the ranking anyway. This one's great. It's going to go pretty high. This one's going to go pretty high. This one pretty high. This one would if the clip hadn't fall off. This one would if it's still closed. This one wouldn't. Unless we're just looking at value, because it was super cheap. Again, it came with a multi-tool. This is a good value too. It's even cheaper. And you can actually have a great edge on it and replace it for pennies. You can buy a bajillion razor blades for next to nothing. Okay, let's see if I can rank them. My absolute favorite, I lost. It was the Mini Aegis Mini Aegis by SOG. Loved that knife. Carried it so much, finally lost it. It would be number 1. Number 2, probably be a tie between those two. This one, slightly better clip, better safety, really positive opening. Pretty good. Handle's a little light. Overall size, a little much for my liking. This one has that little finger thing, love it or hate it. I'm pretty impartial. If it wasn't there, I would do that and would be just as happy with it. But it gives you an option. Options are fun. The clip's not wrong. At least it's in the direction that I like, the inverted style. I'm going to give it the edge. I like the size. Don't need a pencil sharpener. So there's my 1 and 2. Next, I think I'll go Parafame. Let's turn it sideways. I have more real estate that way. 1, 2, 3. Parafame's a good value. It's not too expensive. Pick them up anywhere. They've been around for a long, long time. Hard to beat. Really good blade. Not spring assist. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have the inverted pocket clip. If it did, it might pass one of these. Don't know. That doesn't exist. Next, another offering from SOG. Salute Mini. It's not spring assisted. But love the shape of the blade. Love the way it feels in my hand. And it's not too big. Only downside so far, a little mall ninja looking. Still like it. Let's leave these open. It'll look cooler if they're open, right? I can open them with my left hand. I'm cool like that. Until I get to one that I can't. I tell you, if you can't open your blade with one hand, that's a disadvantage to me. Alright, next. We're kind of getting down to the ones that I dislike a little bit. Hard to know between these two. Neither one of them were expensive. This was 20. This was 6 or 7. Both from Lowe's. This is in its own category. I'm going to put it after CRKT. There, I used both hands to open it. Let's do it with one hand. Flick. Or use the button. Yeah, thumb button's the way to go. Anyway, so far I like it, and its big advantage just about disappears in my pocket. If the clip was from this end, maybe it would pass that one. Nah, it wouldn't. Not with that shaped blade. Not on my table. Next is going to be this super cheap Stanley. That's a decent choice for everyday carry, depending on your, how much you use it. How hard do you work it? Next is this K-bar. I don't remember what it cost, but I like it. I still like it. Don't carry it anymore. I could fix a clip. It would go right back in my rotation if I did. It's a good knife. Then, it's tough. Do we have the so-so knife that hasn't failed, or this one that won't close? I'm going to have to say this one. It's not terribly sharp, but it'll do a lot of stuff that you do with your pocket knife. And it's dirt cheap, and came with a multi-tool. And then, this is surprising, but the ceramic is all that's left. I guess none of these are total garbage, right? This one is the least useful just because it won't close anymore. That's kind of a bummer. But there you have it. Today's knives. ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. SOG Twitch II, SOG Flash II, Gerber Parafame, SOG Salute Mini, CRKT, M16, KS, Carson Design, long name, Stanley, I doubt it gets a full name, K-Bar, China, Kobalt definitely doesn't get another name, and the ceramic, this is an AG Russel, but it's from China. Those are my favorite knives. What are yours? Comment below. Tell me all about it. Maybe I'll try yours out too. Thanks for watching.